you bring someone else, someone who is not African, to solve African problem, he's not going to address the root cause of the problem. This is the journey to one Africa. All right, guys. So I think for those who have been following Swahili Nation for a while, they know this, that when we used to do live stream, I was perceived as someone who loves to talk about, you know, heavy topics. And I think that is just, you know, who I am. I'm very serious most of the time. And because I think as an African, I see where Africa is heading to, and I see what is happening in the continent, what has been happening. I think I've been in this continent for a long time to see that. And heavy topics is what we avoid mostly in Africa, because we love entertainment, you know, we love comedy, we love music, we love just partying. In some ways, it helps us to reduce all this stress that we might be facing in our continent, you know, just forget a little bit of what is happening in our countries and in our economy and in our lives. But to be honest, really problem is not really living anywhere. It's just there. You know, so it's basically like someone who is masturbating. I'm sorry for the language. It's someone like that. You get pleasure for just a short period of time, but afterwards, you know, you start feeling miserable. You start, you know, regretting what you've done, you know. And I think that is what it's going on with Africa. Sometimes we numb ourselves a little bit by drinking. You know, if you see the list of, in most countries, people who are drinking a lot in the continent, you'll find the first one was Uganda. I don't know if the list has changed right now. Yeah, Tanzania in the list. It's crazy. Everywhere you see, you come here, everywhere is bar. You just live in one, it's just, you know, 1 minute you see another bar, 1 minute another bar, 1 minute another bar. I wish to see 1 minute another business, 1 minute another business, another industry, but you don't see something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we go through a lot in the continent, but then, you know, what are we preparing the future for next generation? So I want to talk about this topic that I think it spiked different kind of reaction. All right. And here the title. This is how I titled it. Why Trump could be seen as a solution for the Rwanda and Congo conflict. And where is the African Union in all this? Why Trump could be seen as a solution. And where is African Union in all of this? This is what I want us to dive into. I wrote a little bit on here, so I'll be reading this, but I want us to think, okay, I'll give a little bit of the foundation. So I think the continent is divided because there are a few people, and most of them, I think, non-Pan-Africanist, people do not believe in the unity of the continent. They say that, you know what, it is good. As long as there's a peace in Congo, it is good. As long as these people are not fighting against each other anymore, it is good. Even it means Trump should step in and whatever, as long as people are not killing each other, it's good. But there are another side of the people who say it's such a bad idea because we're repeating the same mistakes that we've done for hundreds of years. African solutions to African problem, but it's not happening. It always seems like foreign solutions to African's problem. It always seems like we need someone, Big Daddy, to come and to tell us, hey, you guys, you have to stop. Otherwise, I'm not going to give you money. I'm not going to give you aid. I'm not going to do business with you. I'm not going to invest in your country. And that's it. That is the only language we listen, we hear. But nobody wants to step in and to support as an African. Because Africans, I think they try to intervene, but nothing is happening. It's as if like we have this mentality that unless somebody else from away from Africa come and try to solve our issues, we are not going to settle for anything less than that. We need a white man to come and to stop the conflict. It's shame on Africa, shame on Congo and Rwanda. Shame on you guys. Shame. It's shame that two leaders did not manage to sit down to talk and to solve their issues. It's shame. And not only to you, but to so many African leaders, the same thing happens. We need someone else to come to intermediate There were conflict between Ethiopia and Somalia. We had to bring in Turkey to come to intermediate. Every time we need somebody else to come and to serve Africa. We're not understanding each other, not hearing each other. We cannot solve our own issues. We always need Big Daddy to come to intermediate to mingling in our issues. We allow them to come, and then later on we start to fight for them to leave. What are we doing? What the heck are we doing? So we all know Trump, what he does. Trump, he wants minerals. He wants minerals deal. He's not going to sought to bring peace in Congo unless he get mineral deals. He's a businessman. He's not interested with your peace. He don't care about your peace. The only thing he cares about is money. And that's what he's going to try to do. So you either give him money and you get peace, which for me, I say it is not sustainable peace. It's just a short period of time of peace. All right. Hear this out. The long-standing conflicts between Rwanda and DRC has been deepened by armed group minerals exploitation and political tension that have displaced millions. I was sharing this news a couple months ago. Millions of people have escaped. Like millions, a lot of millions have been displaced. In recent months, many people have started asking whether a strong international figure like Donald Trump could play a role in solving crisis. So he's in right now. And he's trying to solve. But, okay, this is what I was talking about. Some people, they see Trump as a potential solution because of his way of dealing with these issues, He usually don't use basically, he's not using like the mainstream. He's using the digital kind of way, right? He's not really using the old ways of negotiating and sit down and talk. No. He's always going straight to the point. He's always attack, and he's always putting on this sanction, this business and whatever that I'm going to do, then I'm going to do this. If you're not going to agree, you guys have to work things out. And it reminds me, just like African parents, that there's sometimes when you're fighting with one another as a kids, they'll come and punish both of you. You know what I'm saying? Punish both of you. So basically, that's basically Trump, what he's doing, Trump is known by applying this strong pressure. You've seen what happened between him and the president of Ukraine. You've seen what happened between him and South African president. You've seen what happened between him with those 5 African presidents who went there like, little school kids and sit down and just praising him that, I think we need to give you Nobel Prize. We need another president. Shame on Diomaye Faye. Shame on you. You're standing there asking Trump to build golf pitch in Senegal. That's one thing that you remember to say. And I don't know why system really changed people. This man, we really advocated for him, and then you go there, you ask to him to build a golf. Really, the people of Senegal right now, they need a golf pitch. They play soccer. Bring business. Bring industrialization in the country. A lot of people knows, they want them that. So his tough stance and straightforward language could really help to break out. You'll know, the president of, Rwanda, he's like that. The president of, Congo, apparently on September, I think they'll go to United States and meet up with President Trump. I'm very interested to see how it's going to turn out, but I know nothing good will come out of that. All right. But there's a lot of other people who says that if you bring someone else, someone who is not African, to solve African problem, he's not going to address the root cause of the problem. So the thing is this, the Congo and Rwanda conflict is historical based conflict. That's why even the rest of Africans, that's why myself, the only thing I can say is you guys, you need to have peace, all right? Stop fighting against each other. Stop, taking advantage of each other. You guys are one people. Why are you doing this? What in the world are you guys doing that? Because this is historical based. There's no way that we can go back to the history and change the history, but we need to sit down today and to decide what kind of future we want to build. And that's how you build a country that is in conflict with another country. You can't change the past, but you can change the future by making decision today for the sake of the next generation and not for you. That's what you got to do to change what is happening in Congo. But bringing another foreign leader is not going to address the root cause analysis of the problem. No, because that is American guy. He don't even know the history. He don't even know what has been happening in Congo. Even if he knows, he is not Congolese. He is not Rwandese. He is not African. He has no idea. So he's not going to address the root cause of the problem. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he might bring attention, and people might say, okay, now we have to stop. We have to stop. But guess what? He's not going to be able to bring sustainable peace because people are already hurt in their heart. Sustainable peace is not going to be brought by a foreign leader. Sustainable peace is going to be brought by Africans to decide that, okay, we need to stop this. And this is what we need to do to move forward. African leaders, they have to come with a solution. African solutions to African leaders. So this is where we have this big question. Then where is African Union? Where is African Union? African Union is supposed to be promoting peace in the continent, supposed to be saying silencing gun by 2022, supposed to be criticize every event that is happening, supposed to be prioritizing the peace and the safety of this country and so many other countries in the continent. But why African Union is quiet? Because the only union that we see that at least is trying is the African Union. Is the African Community has been trying. Said even the troops, even though they were kicked away. SADC tried, even though they were kicked away. But African Union is quiet. Why? African Union is strangled and tied with the loans and aid from outside. They say they don't have budget for that. Therefore, they will get money from the European Union. They get money from Americans, from Chinese, and they don't do nothing. They don't answer to Africans. Whoever feeds you controls you. They don't answer to Africa. They answer to somebody else. So these guys, they say they have lack of donors. They don't have real donors. They don't have money, which make the organization hesitant to solve these issues. And also Congo and Rwanda, both of them are members of the AU. But why you're not criticizing them? Why you're not saying that you are doing this, stop right now, things has to stop? Why? Guys, African Union has to take a bold step in Africa's conflict. We have AU. It's ridiculous that you have a war happening in Europe and European Union is not doing anything to resolve that. It is ridiculous. AU kind of seems like a strong institution, but we're not going to produce the result we want if we're not self-funding organization. AU needs to fund themselves. AU needs to stop looking for other sources from the outside, from the foreign powers. They need to look the source from within. And that is what can change in our conflicts in the continent. Trump's, clearly he'll bring attention and everybody will know what is happening in Africa. But real lasting long peace must only come from African unity and African leadership. African unity, African leadership, and strong African Union, that is what can bring change into the continent. And that's why we constantly say, we need one Africa right now. We need one passport right now. We need one army right now. We need one currency right now. We need our countries to be united and our people to know that we are one people, because once we get that, we don't have to fight with one another. We have to promote one another. African unity, African leadership, strong African Union. That's what we need to solve the conflicts that are happening in the continent. And in this matter is Congo-Rwanda conflicts. Guys, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? In this video, there in the description, and in all other videos, we have the link called Sign the Petition. Please go and sign the petition. If you don't know what to do, just sign the petition. Because by signing the petition, you say, okay, I want one Africa. I want one passport as soon as possible. I want our people to be safe. African unity is what's going to solve a lot of issues that are happening in the continent. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going to work every single day to make sure that we reach to the promised land. So guys, what do you think? Do you think Trump will be the solution? Lasting long peace in Congo? Or do you think Trump is just like the metaphor I gave before? We are masturbating ourselves. Oh, you're tickling yourself. I think that is better than the other one. You're tickling yourself. And you laugh. What are you doing? We need African solutions to Africans' problem with African money. That's what we need. In order to get that, we need African unity. We need the African leadership. We need strong African Union. Then we are saved. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. And Trump, Congo, and Rwanda, good luck. good luck, but Africans, we really need to step up. And it's sad that we cannot deal with conflicts like this. It is very sad.